022 operating release package 1 enforcement and contract ID number 24 00023 operating release package 2 enforcement structures. For the record, we invited the observers for this.
Yes, sir. All observers were duly invited.
And you must be like.
Yes, sir. We're not speaking.
Let's now manage for the real Before we do that, may I acknowledge the presence of our respected contractors from China First Highway Engineering, Shanghai, from China City to Station Unity Construction Company, Carlo from HASC, Maui Balan. The same company, Mr. C. And that's it. Yes. These are three contractors for the construction. So, yes.
Mr. Chair, didn't get to represent the companies. Board sir, please allow me to present the preview conference for the two projects under the Abra River Basin Package 1 and Package 2, reinforcement and repair of existing structures in Abra under integrated flood resilience and adaptation 1 or Infra 1 project under contract ID number 24Z00022 and 24Z00023. As a background, the description of the project is the reduction of climate risk and enabling of climate adaptation in three major river basins, Abra River Basin in Luzon, and Taranao, Agus, and Tagum, Libugan River Basins in Mindanao. This has a focus on addressing flood risk. The project will enable or enhance flood and climate change resilience by improving strategic flood risk management planning and constructing flood protection infrastructure, and also strengthening community-based flood risk management. For Abra River Basin in Luzon, several flood control management schemes are proposed using both structural and non-structural measures to comprehensively mitigate flood risk in province of Abra. The structural measures adopted at detailed engineering design generally aims for the following objectives. Number one is to reduce the vulnerability of valuable assets from flooding by installing protective structures such as dikes. And number two is to minimize adverse effects of scarring by providing backward slope protection along identified critical areas. So these proposed structural measures for the Abra River are a combination of flood control, which includes concrete dikes, and scar protection, which includes sheet pile, rubber concrete, and hexapods in some portion. So the source of fund for these two projects is ADB, loan number 4345-PHI, and the Government of the Philippines, with Forward Obligational Authority, dated May 15, 2023. The loan from ADB was signed on September 21, 2023. Both projects have a contract duration of 36 months. So the image on the screen shows the exact location of the Abra River Basin where the projects are located. As to the basic requirements for the project, for bid security, which is provided under ITP Section 19.1 and 19.3 of the bidding documents, for Package 1, the required bid security is 54 million pesos or an equivalent amount in any freely convertible currency. And for Package 2, the required bid security is 46 million or any equivalent amount in a freely convertible currency. The acceptable forms of bid security are the following. Number one, the unconditional bank guarantee or hard copy of the bank guarantee or in the form of SWIFT MT760. Letter B, the irrevocable letter of credit. And lastly, last year's or certified check. Please take note that bid security declaration as a form of bid security is not acceptable for this bidding. Please note also that any bid not accompanied by an irrevocable and valuable bid security shall be rejected by the employer as non-responsive. Next is for the clarification. Please take note that the last day for submitting a clarification is 21 days before the bid submission deadline, or it will be on April 29, 2025. As to the contract price, the price quoted by the bidder shall be adjustable. As to unit rates and prices, the unit rates and prices shall be by the bidder and shall be paid in Philippine pesos, the currency of the employer's country. As to the bid validity period, the bid validity period shall be 120 calendar days after the bid submission deadline prescribed by the employer. While for the bid security, the validity shall be 28 days beyond the bid validity period mentioned previously. As to the number of copies of the bid, in addition to the original bid, you are required to submit 2 hard copies and an electronic copy of the technical and price on a separate USB memory stick. Please take note that the original bid or hard copy shall prevail during the evaluation. For the submission of and a deadline of opening of bids, it will be on May 20, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. Note that the employer shall not consider any bid that arrives after the deadline for submission of bids in accordance with ITB 22.1, and any bid received by the employer after the deadline for submission of bids shall be declared late, rejected, and returned unopened to the bidder. As to the place and venue of opening of bids, it will be in the bidding room, back for Civil Works, 5th floor, DPWH main building or the Fashion Drive, Port Area, Manila. As to alternative bids and alternative time for completion, it will not be permitted. And as to the alternative technical solution, electronic submission, and domestic preference, they are not applicable. As to subcontractors, the employer intends for the contractor to execute any specific elements of the works through nominated subcontractor. And for the notice of intention of award of contract, the duration of the standstill period will be 10 calendar days from the date of notice of intention to award the contract. So the text of your bid shall be the following. For your technical bid or technical proposal, it shall include the letter of technical bid security, written confirmation authorizing the signatory of the bid to commit the bidder, and documentary evidence in accordance with ITB 70 establishing the bidder's qualification to perform the contract, which shall include the following forms. Form NE1, Form NE2, Form Con 1, and Form Con 2, which are all can be found in the bidding documents. Continuing, you are also required to submit Form Field 1, Field 2, Field 3, Field 4, and Field 5, and EXP1, EXP2, EXP3, EXP4, EXP5, and for EXP6. And for the technical proposal, in accordance with ITB 16, you shall include the following forms and documents. Form PER1, Form PER2, Equipment, Site Organization, Method Statement, Mobilization Schedule, Construction Schedule, EHSMP, and EHS Code of Conduct. Also, other documents required in the bid to be submitted are the contractor's license or registration certificate, authority of the signing official, certified true copy of the certificate of completed projects by the owners, with the scope of works and bill of quantities included. And also the certified true copy of the latest income tax return for the last 3 years, that is from 2021, 2022, and 2023, stamp received by the BIR for local contractors or its equivalent intercompany for foreign contractors. Now going to the price proposal or the price bid, usually include the following forms: letter of price bid, completed price schedules in accordance with ITB 12/14, including the bill of quantities, schedule of payment currencies, state of adjustment data, labor schedule, and lastly, the unit price analysis for key items of the bill of quantities, and also to be included in the USB drive. As to the key personnel requirements for package 1 and package 2, they have the same requirements for key personnel. One construction project manager with 15 years of total work experience and 10 years of experience in your works. One supervising project engineer should be an accredited project engineer 2 in accordance with PO number 148 series of 2024 if the nominated project engineer is a Filipino citizen. And for foreign project engineer, accreditation shall not apply, but they must satisfy the 10 years of total work experience and 8 years experience in similar works. For number 3, one materials engineer or quality control engineer is required and should be an DPWH accredited materials engineer 2 or its equivalent for foreign quality control officer with more than 3 years of total works experience in civil works. Next is one quantity surveyor or cost engineer with 5 years of total experience and 3 years of similar works. 3 project inspectors with 5 years of experience in total work and 3 years of experience in similar works. And lastly is one survey or geodetic engineer with 5 years of total work experience and 3 years of experience in similar works. Please take note that the total work experience shall refer to the number of years of work experience of the key personnel in infrastructure projects, regardless of the type of project undertaken. While the experience in similar works refer to the experience of the key personnel in road and or snow protection projects occupying the same proposed position. For the equipment units required, they differ to quantity for package 1 and package 2. As shown in the table on the screen. You may also find the detailed list of equipment in the issued bidding documents posted in the DPWH website for use of the details. Please take note that the bidder shall provide details of their proposed equipment using the form prescribed in Section 4 or bidding forms, and you should attach the supporting documents. If owned, you should attach the proof of ownership, and if leased purchase, you should attach the certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. Moving on to qualification criteria under Section 3, as to historical financial performance for Package 1 and Package 2, the bidder is required to have a net worth for each year for the last 3 years to be positive, calculated as the difference between the total assets and total liabilities. That is from 2021, 2022, and 2023. So if you are bidding as a single entity, you must meet the requirement. And also, if you're joining as a joint venture, each partner of the joint venture should meet the requirement. For package annual construction turnover, for package 1, for the last 3 years, the bidder should have a turnover of $24 million US, or equivalent to 1.35 billion pesos. For joint venture, all partners combined should meet the same requirement, and each partner should meet 25% of the 24 million, while one partner should meet 50% of the 24 million US. For package 2, the requirement is reduced to 21 million, and the same criteria will apply. As to financial resources, the bidder must demonstrate that these financial resources, less its financial obligations for its current contract commitments, meet or exceed the total requirement. For package 1, it will be 4.05 million US dollars or 225 million pesos. And for package 2, it should be 3.5 million US dollars or equivalent to 192 million pesos. So for joint venture, all partners combined must meet the requirement for and each partner should meet 25% of the said requirement, while one partner of the JV should meet 80% of the requirement. Moving on to the construction experience for package 1, as to the contracts of similar size and nature, the participation as a contractor, joint venture partner, or subcontractor in at least one contract that has been satisfactorily and substantially completed within the last 7 years, and that is similar to the proposed works, where the value of the bidder's participation exceeds 24 million US dollars or equivalent to 1.35 billion pesos equivalent. So the similarity of the bidder's participation is based on the following. Number 1, complexity of the project, such as flood control, protection measures, or similar infrastructures. And number 2, geographical location, the same as that of the Philippines or in the region. That is Southeast Asia and the Pacific region. As to construction experience in the activities, the bidder must comply that in case of joint venture, the bidder or at least one of the partners must meet the requirement in the activity. For contracts under which the bidder participated as a JV partner, only the bidder's designated scope of works under the contract is considered to meet the requirement. So for the above or other contracts, it's executed during the period stipulated in item 2.4.1 above, that is within the last 7 years. A minimum construction experience is required of the following key activities. Number 1 is embankment for borrow with a volume of 195,000 cubic meters. Rubble concrete of 22,000 cubic meters. And sheet piling works with a length of 45,000 linear meters. So for letter B, as to construction experience in key activities. So the employer accepts any of the following activities to be subcontracted, and they may be compliant with the bidder or by its proposed specialist subcontractor. If the key activity is to be undertaken by a specialist subcontractor, the employer shall require evidence of the subcontracting agreement from the bidder. So this requirement is also the same with that of item A. So the embankment from borrow with a volume of 195,000 meters, rubble concrete of 22,000 cubic meters, and sheet piling works with a total length of 45,000 meters. And for the specific experience in managing PHS aspects, for contracts in item 2.4.1 and 2.4.2 above, or any other contract substantially completed and under implementation as prime contractor, JV partner, or subcontractor between January 1, 2020 and bid submission deadline, the bidder should have an experience in managing PHS risks and impacts in the following aspects. Number 1, health and safety. So for contract package 2, the same requirements apply. It only differs as to the amount and the volume in the key activities. So for contract package 2, the required experience as to of similar size and nature, the amount should be 21 million US dollars or equivalent to 1.50 billion pesos. And the complexity of the project is the same, flood protection measures or similar infrastructures. And as to it's also the same, Southeast Asia and the Pacific region. So for the key activities, the embankment for borrow should have a volume of 102,000 cubic meters. The rubble concrete should have a volume of 18,000 cubic meters. And for the sheet piling works, it should have a length of 25,000 linear meters. For letter B, the same requirement applies, but this is for a specialist subcontractor in case the bidder is intending to hire a subcontractor for the said case. And lastly, for the specific experience in managing EHS assets, the same requirements for contract package 1 applies. For the last reminders, please take note that the last day for requesting clarification is on April 29, 2025, which is 21 days before the deadline of submission of bids, which shall be on May 20, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. For your queries, you may address your letters or emails to Undersecretary for Technical Services and Information Management Service, Yusek Ador G. Endas, the chairperson of the Bids and Awards Committee for Civil Works, and also to Director Maria Victoria S. Gregorio, the Director of the Procurement Service and the head of the Tax Secretariat. And that is all for the presentations.
Thank you for that addressing the presentation. If you have some questions, now from the leaders. Questions for both one and two. Anyway, if you still have some queries before 8 to 29, you can submit them. Okay. We have here probably that requesting that the office is just the deadline for submission of this week 27. Anyway, if bid bulletin will be issued for this purpose, this letter is now. So because that extended submission of bids to May 27. So are there no questions? So again, question slide. We have some questions that we now sent in this and the answers of which we as part of our video. From the members of the comments? So thank you for taking this activity. Again, thank you for your attendance and the director of
Mr. Chair, since the official
yeah. Unless there's an objection to members, so let's proceed to the. By the way, we have questions. A. Information, price information of contract ID number 24